Right now what I'm doing is attaching the headboard to the bed frame. Inch and a quarter. And on this side, the footboard. Flush with the bottom, flush with the side. And right here, we're installing the side rail on the left side, and the other one will go on the other side. At high speed video, it sounds like I have jet engines and race cars going by on my street. And, as I stated, the other one on the other side. Brand new, just got delivered last night. A little hand router. Who doesn't love a hand router? Or a new router for that matter. So here's my headpiece. Here's my vertical panel. And they're gonna butt joint like that. Normally what I would do is I would glue this up, clamp it, screw it all together, and then I would finish this all as one piece and you wouldn't even see a joint line here. But we have to install this with this taken apart or the bed won't go together. And I don't want to finish it inside the house later. So what I came up with was a beadboard finish here. Since all my panels on the front of the bed are going to be beadboard, I'm just going to put a bead right here, and that pattern will kind of continue out the whole bed and keep that beadboard theme. So I'm going to bead this all the way down and just round over on this other side. Never mind this here. This will be fixed later. So I forgot to turn the sound on when I was doing this, and I made a mistake and I beaded the wrong side, so I had to bead both sides. But I think it actually made it look pretty good with the bead on both sides. And that'll blend in well with our wainscoting paneling. MDF mill's really nice and it gives you a good finish and it's easy to work with, but it is dusty. So I didn't use it or film any of it because I didn't want to expose my camera to the dust, and I'll probably do that as well when I rip the MDF pieces for the wainscoting. So this is the front panels that came with the instructions, and they're just basically two 32-inch wide panels, 81 3/4 inches tall. But I'm going to do this and make it this into wainscoting paneling. It's going to be 64 inches by 81 3/4, just like the originals. I have a rail and style kit for making doors. I'm going to rail and style all this and put some panels in here that will have the beadboard profile on it. And that's going to be one big panel, and that's what we're going to build. This is all going to be out of MDF, so I'm going to rip a bunch of 3-inch pieces to make my frame, and then this is going to be half that I'm going to put the beadboard on. I'll show some of this, but you know, MDF makes so much dust, I probably won't show all of it. So I set my fence up here to run all the profiles on all the rails. And then I put tape over the opening so that my dust collector will work a little bit better. So someday I'll remember to turn on the microphone and you can actually hear what's going on. But in the meantime, we'll play a little music. Alright, so I think I'm done shooting video with the GoPro. I don't like the field of view, it's too wide, and this way I can get a little more specific. I'm doing this again because the first time I did this video, I forgot to turn the sound on. We're on now, so we're good to go. But you saw that I mocked this up, and what I do is when I make my calculations for what the sizes of my stiles and my rails have to be, the outside stiles are going to be the length of what you need the overall panel to be. This rail right here is going to be the overall width that you need minus the width of these two stiles right here, which these are 3-inch stiles, so you take 6 inches off and that would give me 58. But you have to add back for the reveal here where it copes in to the stile. And originally I thought that was 1/2 inch right here, but it wasn't, it was 3/8. So all of these parts were exactly 1/4 inch too big. So I had to cut everything off of one end, re-stick it, re-profile it and everything. And now it's dead on, completely accurate. So then to do the inside panels, to find out what I needed to do with them to make the size of their width, is you take however many stiles you have, subtract that total width, in this case it would be 12 from the overall width of 64, that gives us 52. I have 3 spaces, I divide that by 3, and that gives us 17 1/3. I don't deal in 1/3 of an inch, so I made it 1/4. But at that time, I added back the inch for the 1/2 inch on each side, and that's what put us 1/4 off. So actually all I need to add is 3/4 of an inch, and then that would give me the exact size of the panel, which is 18 inches in this case, and it turns out perfect for these. So they're 18 inches wide. I would do that with MDF. If this was a hardboard solid wood panel, I would only add 1/2 instead of 3/4, because these panels they expand and contract, and you want a little gap in there. Sometimes you buy those little rubber balls, you put those in there, and it keeps it tight, but it allows to expand and contract. So that's how I got those measurements, and the same thing for going with the length of these styles here. I just took off the amount of rails that I had, divided it by 2, and then added 3/4 inch back. So this is dead on perfect. So we're good to go. Anyhow, we're going to cut our panels right now. I'm going to cut this one here on my press that right up against the blade. Got my measurement. My handy dandy homemade, what do you call it? Cut the rest. Okay, I'm going to make my own beadboard paneling, and I found where the center was right here. I've got a bead bit in here, and I've set it about 1/8 of an inch over because it's a 1/4 inch bead. I'm going to run it right down the center, move my fence over 1/4 of an inch, and run it down again. That should give me a bead right down the center. I have to feed in to my router table backwards because I'm using the fence up this way. When I was using it this way, it kept walking on me and doing all kinds of stuff. So I've already tried this and it works, so here we go. Move it over 1/4 inch. Run the next bead. Looks pretty good. So I moved the fence over 4.5 inches, and then I'll run a pass down this side, flip it over, run a pass down that side, move it over 1/4 inch, and do the same thing. Panel should be done. Move over 1/4 inch and we'll go. There it is, custom made. Now that the panels are cut, this will be the end of part 3 video. In the next video, we're going to complete the panels, actually put some finish on it, and we're going to install it. So please like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.